Bill, okay.
Okay. So once again, we start over again. Thank you for your patience, everybody. But we're online now, and welcome to our members, our guests, and all Toastmasters. We're delighted to have you this evening at ToastEd. It's our 183rd meeting this evening, and our topic is, how do you lead your life? Or how are you leading your life? For those online, would you please name yourselves and then just say member or guest, just so that we can recognize who are the members, who are the guests, and then stay muted, please, until you're asked to speak or until you have to speak. And then just, you will see there are some notes on the table. Those are our woo notes. Those are notes of encouragement. So just to write a little note to anyone who's been a role player or who's given a speech, some words of affirmation or encouragement, that would be a nice way of just encouraging them. And then otherwise for our Zoom members or Zoom guests, you can just write something in the chat box. What else? Oh, so we are all looking to ensure that it's an enjoyable evening. We ask you to remain muted until you have to speak. I think I've mentioned that before, but please leave your cameras on. And our club has been growing, so we record all our meetings. So if you don't want to be online or on social media, then please just take your camera off. And then just for you to know where the bathrooms are, right down the passage, and then to the left is our bathroom, or are the bathrooms. And then before I hand over to our president, I would just like to read out our club promise. ToastEd Toastmaster Club promises to provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I wish you all an exciting and informative evening. And now I'll hand over to our president, Justine. Welcome this evening.
Thank you to Anna. That was her first time standing up as our Sergeant of Arms for our Toastmasters. Thank you, Anna. That was lovely. Did a great job. You're natural. I must apologize to everyone for the slight delay. But technical issues sometimes happen when we are doing hybrid. We've got this nice, beautiful, little colorful thing here, so you can hear everybody. But welcome to all of our fellow Toastmasters, to our members, to our guests, and to our very own 2021 World Champion of Public Speaking, Verity Price. I don't think you will be sitting in a Toastmasters meeting and have a world champion in the meeting. So it's a big evening for us, and it's lovely to have you back. I know it's been a while. It's lovely to have you back. Thank you. Our theme this evening is, how do you lead in your life? And I'm pretty sure that our beautiful Toastmaster Tabang is going to show us all sorts of ways of how we lead in our lives, or how we can lead better in our lives. Before I welcome all of our guests, I just want to take some time to acknowledge a new member to our club, but not a new member to Toastmasters, because Roger has been at a different Toastmasters club for many, many, many years, and he has now decided to join ToastEd, and we did his induction a couple of weeks ago. But Roger has just completed his level 3 for our club. Roger, please may I ask you to come up here so I can acknowledge your level 3 that you have just completed. You're very dashing in your suit.
Well, I am the main event of the evening.
Yes,
And
indeed.
that you have to look the part.
You do.
Yeah.
So that
I'm
is for
selling it.
you, your level 3
Wow.
certificate. I'm sorry, I will
Thank
print you a new one because it had a little tear.
It's all right.
And here's your level 3
Yeah.
ribbon.
This will go with the rest of the collection.
Exactly. Can we just get a quick photo, Roger, for our social media?
Yeah, sorry, I have to keep drinking this water all the time because I've got kidney disease.
Oh, sorry.
Can I put this down?
Yes, sure. Thank you. Well done, Roger. I wanted to just take a little bit of time to firstly welcome all of our guests. A very special guest this evening is Robin from the Peninsula, who we are always so grateful to be able to have our meetings here. They put on such a great show. They're so accommodating. This is our first time with this beautiful speaker. And Robin, thank you so much, really, to you and your team, and to Chris, everyone. Thank you so much for hosting us. For the hotel, I'll start with you. What has brought you back to Toastmasters tonight? Besides Chris.
Besides Chris, yeah. Like I mentioned to Lucinda, this morning, obviously our management meetings, even every day. And then Chris is like, who's doing Toastmasters? And I was like, unfortunately, I am. Because not just like Anna, she took me outside and she was like, Robin, you're such a natural the way you speak. You know, I'm like, when I'm sitting down, I'm a natural. And I'm playing. It's a totally different ballgame. And actually, yesterday we had an induction of about 16 people. And I was like, I can actually speak in front of people. And they were like 16 and 16 sets of eyes looking at me like, oh, that is nerve-wracking. But obviously, being in Toastmasters, I like stealing what you guys do. I took it with me. I know I've been absent for a couple of sessions, but I've learned a lot basically sitting here, engaging, listening, you know, and I just did not use it at my workplace, but my personal life as well. And a lot of people saw the kind of change in the way I speak because I spoke quite fast at the beginning and now I'm like slowing it down. And it's always an honor to be here. It's a privilege. It's a learning tool that I take with me every single day. So yeah, thank you for welcoming me once again. And yeah, that's it from my side.
Thank you, Robin. Claire, welcome. This is your first Toastmasters meeting with us. Yes.
So I am here by just randomly number of my place. So in university we had a course and we had a guest speaker who was lecturing on public speaking, and his name was Tabani Mtsi, and then he in passing mentioned Toastmasters, and then I heard of it again a few weeks back. Not a few, it's about a month ago, and then I was supposed to come last month, and then things didn't go as planned. So I was like, you know what, today I'll come, and so that's how I got here.
Welcome. I hope you have a fabulous evening with us tonight.
Oh, so too.
Cameron, welcome. You found us on the Toastmasters website.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yeah.
Yes.
A friend of mine basically just noticed how incredibly fearful I am around speaking. So I'm out of pure terror. That's about it.
You didn't bring that friend with you?
No, he's in Germany.
Oh,
He speaks on TEDx, so he's a natural.
oh wow. Okay.
I'm out of pure terror.
Okay. Well, this is the place. It's safe. It's a safe space. You can stand up here, and there's safe people around, and it's a place to practice.
Thank
So
you.
in the right place. Welcome. Rosetta and Ruby, welcome again. Rosetta, I know you're here to support Roger, and each time I check in with you, but I'll check in with you again.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. What has brought you back besides Roger's speech?
Everything. The group here is amazing.
Very friendly.
Very friendly, which we never had at the other one.
Thank you. Well, thank you. It's lovely to have you, and lovely to
It's
see
nice
you
to have
again.
people that's honest.
Yes,
This is how it goes.
great. Well, thank you. Lovely to have you. Anika, welcome.
Thank you.
What has brought you to Toastmasters this evening?
I have a similar story as, is your name Boule?
Mushe.
Sorry.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah, I heard about Toastmasters like many years ago. It's popped into my mind and it felt like it's the time now.
Yeah.
I need it more for my work and I want to use it more. So yeah,
Amazing.
Here I am.
Okay, right place
exactly.
and right time for you. And that's amazing.
Feels like it, yes.
Yes, great. Well, enjoy the evening. I hope
Thank
you
you.
have a fabulous time, and we'll check in at the break and afterwards just to see how things are progressing.
Okay.
Great. Welcome. And then everybody online, Billy, welcome all the way from Argentina. Lovely to see you.
Nice to see you all. Thank you so much for inviting me to the meeting.
Wow.
Yes, of course. And how long have you been in Toastmasters, Billy?
I've been in Toastmasters for around 15 years.
Wow.
I spend half of my time in the US. I live in Palm Springs, California, and the other half of my time Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Amazing.
Oh.
Okay. So are you in Argentina at the moment?
Correct. I'm in Argentina and Buenos Aires for the next 3 or 4 months.
Oh, lovely.
Oh.
Okay, amazing. And are you the president of your club currently?
Correct. I'm the president of the Argentina Toastmasters Club. We have about 20 members. We meet
Okay.
every Thursday. It's unfortunately at 7:30 Argentina time, which would probably be in the morning for you guys. But we have one meeting in English, and then the following Thursday we have a meeting in Spanish. So we alternate English and Spanish.
Amazing. Wow. And all your members then speak Spanish and English?
Most of the people speak English. There's native Spanish speakers who want to practice speaking English, but some of the members also come to the Spanish meeting as well. And we have a lot of guests as well to both meetings because in Argentina, English is sort of their second language. They're very much using it for business and for things in general.
Amazing. And are you online or in person? I suppose online.
Online, because we have some members from Japan, we have members from Canada when I'm in the US as well. But we also have a couple members, like every other month, we'll have one meeting in person because it's a different experience. It's great to connect online, but it's another thing to be in person when you're connecting with other people physically.
Yeah, 100%. Well, lovely to have you. It's an honor to have a distinguished Toastmaster and president of another club in our meeting. So welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it.
And then Tamara, welcome. I think it's your first time coming to a Toastmasters meeting. Okay, I'll come back to you, Tamara. Lisa, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you. What's brought you to Toastmasters this evening?
Hello, hi, thank you for having me. So I've always wanted to actually join Toastmasters, just never ended up doing it. And with the idea of wanting to increase confidence in public speaking, presentations, especially like larger groups, audiences. And so my kind friend in the room, Talisha, shared the invite with me. And yeah, so that's how I'm joining here as a guest today. And yeah, really looking forward to the session. So yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, well, welcome. I think Talisha's really good at recruiting people to Toastmasters. This is what I'm seeing. We've got Kwame and now we've got you. So enjoy the evening. It's lovely to have you. And I don't think I've left anyone else. I just want to welcome Rochelle, Julia, Gabrielle. Who am I missing? Holanda. Lovely to see you online as always. Excuse me? Tamara's ready. Tamara.
Hello, hello.
Hi, welcome.
I'm switching on my camera briefly because I never managed to find a secluded spot in the house this evening.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just ignore everyone walking by.
I'm here. And
what has brought you to Toastmasters?
Curiosity. I have a family member who came a few years ago, and I recently bumped into somebody who had joined. And I decided it was time to find out what it was about.
Excellent. Well, welcome. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you so much.
We'll check in at the end of the meeting.
Wonderful. I'll be here.
Great. Thank you. Now have the honor to, before I hand over to our beautiful Toastmaster of the evening, who will help us just let us glide through the evening as a little MC. I just want to ask everyone, I'm not sure which, I just want to do that. If I may ask everyone online, please unmute yourselves. Everyone in the room, please stand. And we raise a toast to South Africa and all her speakers. To South
Africa and all her speakers.
All the speakers.
There we go. Thank you. I trust that you are going to be in wonderful hands with our lovely Tabang. And I hand over to you, Tabang.
Madam President, fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you for giving me this opportunity to be your Toastmaster for the evening. I look forward to guiding you through the program. Every one of us has a program in front of us. It's quite strict on the timelines, and with the glitches that we've had, we are going to have to manage this time quite effectively. My role is really just to introduce the speakers and the role players for tonight. And then at the end of the evening, I will hand control back to our wonderful President Justine. As has been mentioned already, our theme is, how are you leading your life? I love this. Just raise your hand if you've heard the saying, you cannot lead others until you lead yourself. Anybody heard that? Wonderful. That's a saying by John C. Maxwell, and I know this because I checked with our Toastmaster, Prof. AI, and I believe Prof. AI. And I really think this is a wonderful saying because it's empowering. It's got a sense of control. You lead yourself first, then you can lead others. And I think a lot of people look outward to say what is leadership looking like. But if we start with self, we can actually lead effectively. And I also love the title because it also says, how are you leading in your life? And it's not just looking at your professional life or your personal life, it's looking at your entire life. So I think it's a moment for all of us to introspect on that. And I love what Robin said about she's using some of the skills she's learning in Toastmasters in her personal life as well. And I also enjoyed Tamara's introduction there, where she says she's leading with curiosity and she's coming to the meeting with a curious mind. So I'm looking forward to this, and I would like to start with introducing our role players. I will start with the timekeeper. Our timekeeper tonight is Alexander Cat. If you can please come up and describe the role so that our speakers and role players know exactly how much time they have. Alexander Cat,
Good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be the time policeman for the evening, and as I try and lead my life being prompt, I'll try and encourage everyone to be prompt, as time is of the essence this evening. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using that timer, which will flash a green, yellow, and red signal. So table topics should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the green light will flash. At 1 minute 30, the yellow light will flash. And at 2 minutes, the red light will flash. The icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes. So at 4 minutes, the green light will flash. At 5 minutes, the yellow light will flash. And at 6 minutes, the red light will flash. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. at 5 minutes, the green light; at 6 minutes, the yellow light; and at 7 minutes, the red. Individual evaluations should be between 2 to 3 minutes, 2 minutes green, 2 minutes 30, yellow, 3 minutes red. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. And next, I'd like to invite Julia to introduce the counter role. Julia, with you.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and, you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including r, r. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Julia. Next, I would like to introduce Kunta Kelling to tell us about the grammarian role and describe what that entails. Kunta, everybody.
Hello everyone. Today is my grammarian debut, so I'm looking forward to it. I was speaking to Kwame earlier, we just met, and he said the thing that he most enjoys in a speech is well-structured language and a good, well-structured chain of thought. So that's what I'm going to be looking for this evening, is a good use of language. You don't necessarily just have to use the biggest words. I'm going to be looking for authentic speech as well. You saying what you think and not just necessarily big words that you've memorized, despite the fact that even if you do that, I'll take note of it. And the word of the day, giving this some thought, especially with the context of the theme, leading your life. Often in a world where I feel that we can be a bit chaotic and frantic, something that we're missing is being intentional. So that's our word of the day, being intentional. So on that note, let's be intentional with your words tonight. And I'm looking forward to listening to everyone.
Thank you, Kunta. I think it's clear what everybody is going to be looking out for. While all of us are speaking, everybody's that's got a chance to speak. The timekeeper is going to be taking times. The R counter is going to be doing that role, and the grammarian is going to be doing his job, and he's given us the word intentional. So let's be intentional with the time that we've been given and the words that we've been given. We've got a treat today because we've got 4 speeches. There are 4 speeches that we are going to be hearing today, one being a icebreaker, which is always lovely to listen to because it's a nice introduction to our newest members. And so with every speech, there is an evaluator, and our first evaluator is Michaela Geldof. Michaela, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. I have the honor to evaluate Kwame's first icebreaker. I mean, he really just dived in, signed up literally, I think, the second meeting, and now he's doing his icebreaker. I'll basically be listening to how he speaks. I mean, he's done a few table topics and actually won a few, so I think he'll do just fine. But I'm looking out for body language, great sentence structure, as Gunther also mentioned, but also just how he presents himself, giving him tips on how he can progress forward. But like I said, he's already leaps and bounds ahead of us. So Kwame, I wish you good luck. You're going to be just fine. This is speech 1, level 1, presentation mastery, resilience in motion, Kwame, resilience in motion.
Come ahead.
Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guest. Kwame Edu Asmeni is my name, and it's a privilege to be here today. Heartfelt thanks to Talisha Woodley for inviting me to ToastEd. It's an amazing opportunity to be here. Before I share my story, I just want to say something about our culture. It's a cultural germ. In Ghana, individuals are given names based on the day of the week they born. For example, my name Kwame denotes a male or boy born on a Saturday. These names hold cultural significance and reflect a strong sense of identity and heritage wherever life takes us. So wherever I go and they mention my name, they know I'm from Ghana, born on Saturday. Now, I would like to invite you to walk my South African path with me, a path I call a testament of grit, of growth, and of grace, or resilience in motion. Immigrating to a new country is never easy, especially one with complex yet but rich history like South Africa. Like Martin Luther King Jr., I too had a dream to travel, to study, to build a career, and eventually to make a difference in the world. I was expecting a smooth sailing, but I encountered challenges, setbacks, and ultimately triumphs. I will just share two moments that shaped my experience in South Africa to date. The first is my education. On arrival in South Africa in January 2003, I was about to study computer science, and I was informed that I had to do a bridging course to validate my qualification. I was so disappointed. After all, I had very good grades back home, but I decided to embrace the opportunity. That year, I received straight A's in all subjects in high 90s and obtained 5 Achiever Awards. The lesson and the truth about this is that in life, every setback is a setup for a strong comeback. The second moment that shaped my life was my career. In 2012, I was preparing for a new chapter in my life. Marriage to my then fiancée and a move to Cape Town because I lived in Johannesburg. One sunny afternoon, I had a phone call followed by a text. It says, "Love, I found a job for you. Oracle is hiring. This is your job." I looked at the text, heart skipping, and it felt like the role had been written with me in mind. It felt like a divine orchestration. Few weeks later, my phone buzzed. "Congratulations," the voice said. "You've been offered a job." It was all rosy joy, but this turned out to be one of the toughest seasons in my life. I worked under intense pressure under a demanding manager, and barely a year into our marriage, I was assigned to a remote project in the remotest part of the Northern Cape. But this place became the launching pad to a very successful career. What seemed to be a disadvantage eventually turned out to be the tailwind that propelled my career. The lesson: challenges are not roadblocks, but they are building blocks towards your purpose. Ever since then, my mentality has been shaped by the powerful quote of Martin Luther King, that if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. Today, I've pondered on a few things. And I would like to ask myself, and perhaps I would like to ask you as well, what lessons can we leave our children after all these life lessons and challenges? To mine, Mackenzie and Nathan Zion, I would like to say, grace and growth has made me father a resilient man in motion. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done. You can rise from the ashes of despair to the light of a new dawn and know that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. I thank you.
Know about eating with wasn't that amazing? I think of the icebreaker. Our second speech is going to be evaluated by Rochelle Rubino. And if we can please ask Rochelle to please give us some points about the next speech.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, tonight we have the privilege of hearing from Herlander, who will be delivering his second speech in the active listening pathway and level 2 persuasive influence. The title of his speech is The Power of Imperfections. English is not Herlander's native language, and in 2023 he spent 3 months in Cape Town on a retreat to improve his English. And since then, he has been working hard to keep the language alive in his daily life, even though it's not the language he speaks every day. This dedication already shows the strength in embracing challenges and imperfections. His speech tonight reminds us that our flaws are not weaknesses, but sources of uniqueness. They make us interesting, human, and different from one another. More importantly, our imperfections teach us self-compassion, to accept who we are, and to recognize that the real trap is chasing an illusion of perfection. Please join me in welcoming on stage with this speech, The Power of Imperfection, Herlander.
Thank you. I will need to accept me to the new profile to be able to be standing model. Just a few minutes. Would you please accept me? I need your help, Justin. Okay. All right. Well, greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. How many of us have ever felt the pressure to be perfect, to be hide our flaws, such as procrastination, due to fear of failure?
Sorry, Helena, sorry to disrupt
Sorry,
your speech.
can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly, but your camera is gone off now. The one that you wanted.
Just a few minutes.
You can switch that back on, please.
Okay, just a few minutes. I don't know why.
Do we maybe want to swap the
It's
speaker?
okay.
We
Okay,
can hear
after
you,
him.
can't see you.
Can you see me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay, just what's happening?
We could see you earlier.
Yes, I'm seeing what's happening. Just a few minutes. I will get out and get in again. Just a few minutes, please.
No problem. We'll have Toastmaster AI talk to us while you are setting up. This happens with technology.
Okay, I'm in again.
Yes, we can still hear you. Fantastic.
All right.
All the best, Elanda.
Okay. Well, greetings, Madam Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. How many of us have felt the pressure to be the perfect, to hide our flaws, such as procrastination, due to fear of failure, the hiding of mistakes, setting unrealistic standards for yourself, difficulty delegating or collaborating? Well, today I'm here to show you that perfection is an illusion and often a barrier. Our imperfections are not weakness to be hiding, but powerful source of authenticity, growth, and empathy, and innovation. They are what make us uniquely human and strong. So let's explore how our so-called flaws can actually be our greatest assets. Perfection creates an imprecise image of ourselves. Imperfections reveal our true selves, making us relatable and genuine. Trying to be perfect is exhausting and isolating. People connect with realness, not with manufactured flawlessness. When you share your truth, others feel safe to share theirs. We all know or feel the impact of photos created by Photoshop app. We admire it for its beauty, but it doesn't guarantee us confidence. Our flaws and failures are not roadblocks. They are signposts. They highlight areas where we can learn, adapt, and improve. True growth comes from acknowledging and working through our limitations, not from pretending they don't exist. Every mistake is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to develop resilience, grit, and deeper self-awareness. Imperfections force us to be resourceful and creative in finding solutions. Here are some historical figures who failed countless times before success. I have some examples from, for example, James Dyson, the inventor of the bakeless vacuum cleaner, is a prime example of relentless iteration and failure. He spent 15 years and created 5,126 prototypes of his cyclone vacuum cleaner before perfecting the design that would eventually make him a billionaire. He invested his entire savings and faced immense skepticism. J.K. Rowling, before the global phenomenon of Harry Potter, She was a single mother living on welfare. Her first Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by at least 12 publishers before Bloomsbury finally accepted it, reportedly only because the publisher's daughter insisted in reading it. When we are open about our imperfections, we create a bridge to others. We realize we are not alone on our struggle. It makes us more understanding of other struggles too. Shared vulnerability fosters empathy and strengthens human bonds. People don't connect over perfections. They connect over shared humanity, shared struggles, and the courage to be imperfect. It breaks down barriers and builds humanity. I remember almost 25 years ago, a friend and I spent about 5 hours trying to help an elderly lady get to her relative's house. She could barely walk and spoke on a local dialect, but we were connected. We were with her till she reaches their objectives. Often, our most innovative ideas and creative solutions arise because of a limitation, a constraint, or unconventional way of thinking that stems from fitting the preferred mode. Imperfections encourage thinking outside the box, lead to unique perspectives and unconventional approach that can be groundbreaking. Accidents often lead to discovery. As an example, we have the slinky. Naval engineer Richard James were working on a project to design things that would be keep sensitive cheap equipment stable in hot seas. He accidentally knocked the box of springs off a shelf and watched that one of them watered over and across the floor. He immediately saw potential for a toy, and Slink was born from this unexpected behavior. In the end, the story of the Slinky is our story. It's a testament to the fact that our greatest assets often lie not in perfection, we strive for, but in the unexpected detours and so-called mistakes along the way. James Dyson's flaws lead to a clean evolution. J.K. Rowling's struggles ignite the global phenomenon. And Richard James' flawed spring didn't just walk across the floor. It walked right into history, proving that what seemed like a mistake can be the very key to breathe through. So, the next time you feel the pressure to be perfect, remember, your imperfections aren't roadblocks to your potential. They are the unique blueprint for your authenticity, the fuel for your resilience, and the spark for your greatest innovations. Embrace them and let them be the asset that you set free. Thank you for your attention.
Well done, Yolanda. Thank you for persisting when technology had its imperfections there. I think your picture quality was great. So thank you very much for persisting there and encouraging us to lead with authenticity. Our next evaluator, let me just check my notes, that is going to introduce our third speech, is Gunther Kelling. who will tell us points about the speech that Eugene SM is going to deliver tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gunther.
I want to be evaluating Eugene. I've never heard you speak before, so I'm very excited for this. So this is going to be Eugene's level 2 speech. Speech number 3, titled The Dream Engine. I've met you a couple of times and you've got a very calm demeanor, so I'm very excited to see how that's going to portray itself during the speech. And the things I'm going to be looking for are just your use of words, your intentionality, and the quality of your thought and how everything is structured. And I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Ladies and gentlemen.
Imagine this, the most important survey or study ever conducted about success. In 1973, Napoleon Hill interviewed some of the most prominent people at the time, titans of industry, politicians, celebrities, people in entertainment. And there was one clear question they asked everyone: what is the secret to success? The clear answer that came from that study is we become what we think about. And we become what we think about often. Today, I would like to show you how I kind of navigate this and how I'm intentional with my thoughts with an analogy I like to call the dream engine. So imagine a train on a train track and it can go in both directions, right? One direction is towards everything you want. So if it's a certain career, a certain family life, a partner, whatever you want is on one side of the train track. On the other side is what you don't want, all the disasters and the stuff you see on the news that's happening in the world to other people. All of that is also on the other track of the engine. Now you imagine, and this is hypothetical, that you have the ability to move the train towards what you want and away from what you don't want. Imagine if you could stack engines towards what you want, and those engines are your thoughts. So how does this work? And for me, this is all in my case. But then if any of it feels like you could use it to kind of direct your life towards what you want, then you're more than welcome to. So let's say what you want is a nice beachfront house in Cape Town. Like, it's a big dream. What we normally do is we stack engines both ways. Oh, I like that house. It's so beautiful. Oh my God, have you seen the price? Have you seen Cape Town prices these days? I'll never have that. So you started putting engines towards what you wanted, which was the house. Then you put so many engines towards what you don't want. And so now you're not moving any closer to that. So let's say you want a partner. Or I want this partner to be XYZ. And then you hear on social media how the dating scene is horrible. And you believe that. And you say, oh God, have you seen what's out there? So engine towards what you don't want. So the momentum never starts going towards what you do want. And it's kind of how we all sort of navigate life, because we have to face reality and then see what things for what they actually are, rather than be a dreamer and just keep stacking engines towards what you do want. But recently in my life, I decided to, yes, be the dreamer and stop facing reality, but instead try and create my reality. So every time I want something, even if there is the thought about it not being possible, I don't give it much power. So this is how it works. I want that house at the beach. It's the biggest house in Cape Town. I want it. The chances of that being reality for me is, okay, I'm not gonna. But here's how it works. I want it. Oh God, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to sit in the garden in this house? Engine, so what's what you want? Oh, and then when I have family over, oh, we could have this, we could play this board game, Engine. So just keep making stuff up and keep dreaming big. Just keep dreaming about what you want and keep no engines towards what you don't want. Because what we usually do is push, pull, and then we keep ourselves stuck in place or moving way slowly than we could. And let's take all the woo out of it. In these two scenarios, who has the higher chance of success? Let's say you're applying for a job, it's a big job, and then you absolutely believe that you could get it. And then you're thinking about what it will be like to have that job. What would it be like to go in every morning and do XYZ and do these tasks? Oh, I really know how to do this task. I love how I'm able to connect XYZ at work. I love my colleagues. I love this company. I love this logo. Just keep your thoughts on what you love. Imagine that one person versus the one who doubts that they'll ever get a job. I've heard it's hard to get into. Oh God, oh God, I'm not good enough. I've been rejected so many times for all these other jobs. I'm sick of applying for jobs. Without the whole magical bit of it, the one that has their focus set on what they want is more likely to get the thing. And so I'd like to invite you all to test out the Dream Engine. Maybe put it on, I don't know, write it on paper or something, what I want, what I don't want. And then monitor your thoughts and see how often am I putting engines towards what I don't want rather than what I do want. And test it, and I can assure you will start seeing evidence that this works, that you can move towards what you want. And keep stacking engines towards what you do want until they feel not just possible, but certain. Thank you.
I think Eugene is giving us a call to action here and encouraging us to have those dream engines and become intentional about the agency that we have with controlling our thoughts. I read a book by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now, and it speaks to that. I would encourage you to actually check it out. He's also got another one called A New Earth, along those lines about how much we've got control over our own thoughts. Michaela is going to be circulating a member interest survey. If you can just look out for that. She's going to be circulating that in the break, if you can throw that in. And we can continue with our program. We have the fourth speech of the evening by Roger Major. And Roger is evaluated by our 2021 World Champion, Verity Price. I will not stop saying it. Yes, please welcome Verity Price, who will be evaluating Roger's speech.
Can you walk?
Thank you to Ryan. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Good.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
Standing
everyone
out.
online. Nice to see you. So thank you, Madam Toastmaster. We have a very intentional speech coming up and quite unusual because Roger is doing the first speech on public relations strategies of his level 4 of strategic relationships. And the purpose of this speech is for him to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech, which he has 10 to 15 minutes to deliver. So timekeeper, get your head around that. It's got 10 to 15 minutes to deliver a 5 to 7 minute speech because audience members are going to be intentionally disrupting him. And I'm going to be evaluating his ability to deal with difficult audience members because this is what happens when you speak in the real world. They're not as polite as Toastmasters members. So this is going to be a fun project. People, don't be shocked if you see him being interrupted. He doesn't know who's going to interrupt or ask questions, and I'm going to be evaluating his ability to answer those questions. All right, so we're in for a treat. Please welcome Roger Major with South America or Bust. South America or Bust, Roger.
Thank you, Verity. Thank you, Verity. I've printed 13 packs. I didn't know how many were coming, and it seems like we haven't got enough. Some of you may be having to share. Me and my wife don't need them because we know what's going on. Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. South America. You can probably see by looking at the first page, it's a package deal, it's a tour. Which I created, by the way. Why would I do that? Well, I am a tour operator, and that's what, as tour operators, that's what we do. Why South America? Why did I do South America? Well, there are several reasons we can say for that.
So why was it South America? Why was it not Alaska?
I'm sorry, who said that? Oh, why not Alaska?
Yes.
Well, it's a bit far to go from Cape Town. You know, that is right on the far side of the world, and you need a visa to go there. If I can explain, please, the several reasons of benefits to South Africans. I don't know what country you're in, lady. But here in South Africa, we need visas. So that's one of the benefits of choosing.
But can you have a visa with a blue tie?
Pardon?
Can you have a visa when you wear a blue tie? Don't you have to change to a red tie?
What are you talking about, red tie? What's that got to do with this? I'm sorry. Look, there are many reasons why South America for South Africans. One is, unlike North America and Alaska, you do not need a visa. Expensive. We all know how expensive they are for North America and Europe, and what a headache they are to get hold of. You don't need them there to go to South America. Where we're going, it's a package deal, as you can see. Other reasons to go to South America is it's cheap, it's affordable, unlike Alaska and North America, and I should be looking at this lady here. Unlike North America, Alaska, and Europe, which are very expensive for South Africans. The countries we are going to in South America are Brazil and Argentina, and they are comparable prices to here.
Are you sure they're that comparable?
Sorry?
I don't think so. I've seen better prices somewhere else.
All right. Well, we go somewhere else. We can't go everywhere at the same time. We're going to this is a tour for March next year. We have 2 other tours planned for next year, but I'm just talking about the South American tour. And so what do we get? Well, another reason why we would go there, why we chose there, because look at all the other tour operators in Cape Town. They're all going to Mauritius, aren't they? It's Mauritius, Mauritius, Mauritius. Every time you open the paper, every time you look online, it's Mauritius. There's nothing original about that. I wanted to do something that was different. And I believe I am. And I believe we're the only ones who are doing it, South America. Nobody's. Another reason why South America, SAA, South Africa's airline, have started flying direct from Cape Town to Sao Paulo. And that is the route we are taking. Now, you see the price on there. You know, you've got an idea of how much it is. What do you get for your money? Well, first of all, the flights already all included. Return flights. It's group. I'm talking about group here. It's not just for a couple. It's group travel. So we get it cheaper. It includes 4-star hotel. It's a 2-center holiday. We've got 5 nights in Santos. Look on page 2. I've numbered the pages. Oh, top right. Yeah, you see, that is Santos.
But I can't find a page from Alaska.
Well, yeah, Alaska, that's a different type of holiday. People who go to Alaska, they want usually a cruise. And we don't do cruises. You know, we do tours, overland tours. This is an overland tour.
In the group?
Pardon?
How many people
Look, we need
are in the group?
You need a minimum of 20 for us to get the discount rates from the airlines. And then it's the same with the hotels. Hey, sorry?
That would be too many in a group. 20 people.
It's the minimum.
That's crazy.
It's the minimum. What about
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No.
That's not
We have groups coming from the Philippines and China. They're 360 in a group. No, sorry, not 360. I did 250 Filipinos. We had 7 buses, 7 luxury buses, and 7 guides. Didn't you? They made a film of it. It was 7. It was. Did you see? It was called 7 Guides for 7 Buses. Yeah. So when we get to Sao Paulo, and it's only 7-hour flight, a 7-hour flight to a different continent, which is much nearer than Europe and North America. We get there, our guide, local English-speaking guide, meets us. It's called a meet and greet. They meet us inside the airport when we come out from the customs, and that guide, he or she, will escort us to the bus, and there's a driver and a guide on the bus. A luxury bus, private, all private, no other people on the bus. And that will take us to our resort of Santos, which is only 78 kilometers away, and the 4-star hotel's beachfront hotel. Page 1, by the way, the first page, that is our advert on social media, which we're going to be boosting, I think, from this weekend. And then, so we got five nights in Santos. Very nice place. I've been there myself. I know what it's about. It's well worth a visit. It's in the shadow of Rio. Why not Rio? You might think, why not go to Rio? That's the most famous place. Simple, because I don't take tourists to places where I cannot guarantee their safety. And Rio is dangerous. On a level similar to Johannesburg.
No, I'm from Johannesburg and I don't think it's that unsafe. I don't know what you're saying. I went to Rio recently and it was great.
Did you?
Yes, it was
Seriously?
fantastic. Yeah, seriously.
Yes, well, you're lucky. Yeah.
Lucky, well, I'm from Joburg, so I guess I know it's I'm street wild.
Oh, there's a lot of favelas there. They call them the favelas, and they're very. You're not advised to go in there.
Okay.
I don't take people anywhere. As a tour guide, people would ask me in the car, "Can you do us a township tour tomorrow?" I say, "No, I won't, because I cannot guarantee your safety. If it's like that, I have to say no. I can refer you to a black guide, Jimmy Township. He does tours in the townships. And I can give you his number and contact details, and you can do it with him. That's how I work. Because we can get hijacked. Even I can I'll be out of my depth one time in the township. No, I never do it. And my wife would be furious if I did.
You see, Roger, you should listen to me and take a tour to Alaska. I'm sure Alaska's very safe.
Yeah, but we still don't do, we don't, you can't do a group tour on a cruise. Doesn't work. People would book just a couple. So again, with a group tour, you're getting the discounts on the flights. You're also getting the discounts in the hotels. Think of the discount prices you see on booking.com. We get cheaper than those, being tour operators. You can't get these rates. They call them confidential rates that only we get.
Is that true? Because
Yes.
Where's the catch?
There has to be a catch.
You can't get it. You can't get the rates that we get because you're not in the business. We are professionals. Between me and my partner, we've got almost 50 years experience.
Not enough. I think we need more experience.
Why are you so difficult to
I don't know. Raise this way. It's probably because I'm from Joburg.
Yes. And more good news is we not only are we professional, well, we are registered. So that, that's comforting to know. Well, you don't have to be professional if you're registered, I suppose. And so then we've got 5 nights there. Really relaxing place, safe. Santos is safe and a much more slower pace than Rio. At the end of that 5, we've got a full day tour as well in Santos. And at the end of that, we get back on the bus and they take us. I mean, the bus is available for us every day. We on the tour, it escorts us around with the guide, and then we take back day 5 or day 6. We take them back to the airport, and then we continue to our next destination because it is a 2-center holiday, 2-center package. And that is to Buenos Aires, Argentina, Billy. Yeah. And then we've got 6 nights in a central 4-star hotel. We've got 2 full day tours there. We've got a city tour, which will take us to La Boca, which is a suburb which has a lot of, that man that man there will tell you La Boca is a colourful suburb. I mean, colourful, vividly coloured buildings, more so than our Cape Quarter. Why do we know this? We've been there again. And Rosetta and I have been there. That's not all. We see the La Boca Studios, the La Boca Juniors Stadium, which is in La Boca, where Diego Maradona honed his footballing skills. We're also in La Boca. You can see these young couples, professional dancers doing the tango in the street for the tourists. And they're, like Antonio Banderas, the guys are like slick back hair, smart suit, a bit like me. And the woman is in her traditional dancing dress costume, and they're doing the tango together. It's a fantastic experience. From there, we go to Recoleta Cemetery. Billy, yeah? You're there. Are you there or there? There. Billy, yeah, we go to Recoleta, and you know who's in there? Well, she's not alive anymore. I mean, oh my God, what's her name? What's her name? Billy? No.
Evita Peron.
Yes, Evita Peron. And we see her tomb. There's lots of big tombs in there, so it's all for the rich. It's all rich people that go in there, but end up in there. And we see the inscription on the tomb, on her tomb. It says, "Don't cry for me, Argentina." We also do a tour around the city, driving down Avenue 9 to Julio. Yeah. Billy, yeah. And hey, another thing, Billy, are you there or there? I'll be coming to your Toastmasters meeting when I'm there. Yeah, we've got 6
You are more
nights
than
there.
welcome. You are more than welcome.
And I mean, how nine did you know their main street? It's the widest street in the world, so we'll see that. A lot of European architecture, because we'll learn about that with the guide anyway. I can tell you it, but I learn about that with the guide. And then there's another tour, 2 tours there, going to, where's the other one? Oh, to a ranch, the Gaucho Ranch in the Pampas. It's about an hour and a half or 2-hour drive. And we go to a ranch and we watch the gauchos, which, you know, the American cowboys. You must have heard they have cowboys in Argentina. And then, yeah, so that, and then you get dinner on, lunch on that, lunch there, because you get braai. Well, they don't call it a braai. So we eat some of the fresh meat from the cattle ranch, you know, the cattle. And then we come back, and in the evening, there's a dinner included on that one. And then we come back. There are other optional tours in there, which are also highly recommended, which people can decide when they're there if they want to do other optional tours, such as Iguazu Falls, maybe going over to Uruguay across the River Plate on the ferries, things like that. And it's safe. It's not a dangerous place, and we think this will appeal to more mature people. But really, anyone can come. You can go up to 80, you know, because you do get older people on that old on packages, but younger people as well. But that's where we're thinking at the moment. Thank you for being our guest on our tour today, and I leave it open to you now. Any more questions?
A round of applause for Roger. Well done, Roger. Thank you so much. No, those were the questions. They were just interrupting you the whole way through.
All right. Okay.
Very rude. Give them a round. Well done, Roger. I think you handled the disruptions quite well. I quite like this format where a member challenges themselves to say, if the room is not perfect on the day that I'm doing a speech, what do I do? And thank you to our participants. I think Julia went above and beyond as well. And Michaela, Kwame, and Andrea, thank you very much. I will ask Alexander to please give us a timekeeper's report, just to give us a sense of where we are for the evening. Please give a round of applause. Thank you, Alexander.
So Kwame spoke for 5 minutes, 51 seconds, which was within time. Herlander spoke for 8 minutes and 6 seconds, which was 6 seconds over, but still very close. Eugene spoke for 6 minutes 38, and Roger spoke for 16 minutes 13, which I don't know if it was in time or was out of time, but
Thank you, Alex. We've come to the point of the evening where we've heard our speeches, and we can actually give some feedback in the form of a vote. Justine's put on the screen a QR code where we can all just use our cell phones to vote for best speaker for the night. Oh.
Okay, while we're doing that, I think we can get ready for dinner. I think time-wise, we are right on schedule. If you look at your programs, is everybody winning? Is everybody winning with the QR code?
Oh,
we are good. Okay. We are now at 1946, which is exactly as per our program. And I think dinner is ready. It's a good time to take an interval. It's a good time to take an interval and talk about all the speeches we've heard tonight. The people online will be in a breakout room. Justine will organize a breakout room for you. And we'll reconvene at 8:20. Thank you very much.
No, not myself. No, I have two children. We're not, it's not, but I might, there's someone coming to mind.
Lovely dinner.
Maybe if someone is coming to mind.
Yeah.
Now we're going to resume our meeting. So have lots of fun and enjoy the evening, the rest of the evening. Thank you. Over to Tabata.
Thank you very much, Anna. I hope everybody's nice and full. As we continue our evening, we are going to enter into a very exciting part of the evening called table topics. Anna is going to help us with that and be our table topics master. Please welcome Anna back.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you. So may I call Günther for the first table topic. So Günther, we can't go back and change the beginning, but we can change the end. What was a profound moment in your life that changed the trajectory of your life and why?
Quite a hefty one just to think off the cuff. Usually this is something I'd have a pen and paper with and journal for quite a while. For me, it was a couple of years ago, I had a severe panic attack. And I was actually on a journey in my life at that point where I was trying to improve myself and fix a lot of things in my life. And I was on that journey for like 3 to 4 years, and eventually I broke down. And at that point, I realized this isn't sustainable anymore. I can't just go about and try and fix everything about myself, because that actually, you think, oh, I'm going to feel less anxious. I'm going to solve all of these problems, but indirectly that made me feel worse. And after having that experience, I realized something had to change. I valued a lot being by myself and doing things for myself. Whereas after that, I realized the value of community. I started going to a church where I met people that were really loving and caring. I started hanging out with a group of friends that were not just asking me, what are we doing on Friday night? But we would spend intentional time together and we would connect. And yeah, I think it just made me realize, like I know we spoke earlier about how often we outward focus, but I actually think that's perhaps not the worst idea, because if you think about yourself too much, you get miserable, because too much focus on self and feeling negative emotions, I don't think are too different in correlation. I think the more you think about yourself generally, I think you're more miserable. And I found immense value in putting attention outwards into other people and trying to serve. So that's a pivotal moment that happened in my life, and I'm glad to have come through it, changed, and transformed.
Okay, then I've got Rochelle. Rochelle, are you ready for a question?
Sure, let's do it.
Rochelle? Yes. Good evening, Rochelle.
Hi.
Okay, Rochelle, so let me ask you a table topic. If you look back on your life, what is the one thing you would have done differently and why?
That's a hard one. I think if I could go back in time in my 20s, possibly not been so hard on myself and growing up and trying to be so independent so quickly and actually lived life. I mean, it did later on change, I got to realize the value of life. But from my sort of 16 up until 25, I had gone through so many things, being so insecure with who I was as a person. I used to judge myself. I used to be so critical of myself. And I wish that I could go back and actually just hug my 16-year-old self and, just show her a little bit of love and caring and, yeah, just had a bit of gave myself a bit of grace. Because I think, when you're growing up and you've got all these pressures from society to be a certain way or to be better than what you are. And I think that we just need to learn to be kinder to ourselves. So I wish I could go back and just be kinder to my younger self.
Thank you. May I call up Eugene? Eugene, do you think social media has changed humanity and why?
Definitely, I do think social media has changed humanity in a good way and in a bad way. So, there's both ways. I know which one is more, but obviously, for the positive side, it's connected people all around the world. We're lucky to have people from all over joining us tonight. And you can make friends with basically anyone based on the spaces you're in on social media. So that is a really positive bit of it. But the other side of it is how people treat each other on social media. Because they're hiding behind the screen sometimes, the people can be a bit mean and mean to each other. And also the social media companies have their statistics has told them that what we like to see is like a lot of disruption and like arguing amongst each other. So they do tend to promote that so they can make more money and sell you more ads. But don't just focus on those ones. Focus on the positive side, which is connection and being able to connect with others no matter where they are.
Wonderful. Thank you. I think it really is good for us that we can connect with so many people in South America. Nice now. So lovely to have you here. Now I've got Herlanda. Are you still there, Herlanda? Yes, yes, yes. So you have also said that you would like to take part in the table topics. So can you tell us, do you think travel broadens your horizons?
You repeat, please.
The question is, do you think travel broadens your horizons?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, because it brings us different perspectives of life, different cultures. You can meet different peoples with different ways, even that those interactions can change our way of view the world, the persons. I think, yes, I agree.
Thank you very much. Billy, can we ask you? Billy, are you happy to answer a question? Okay.
Yes, I would love to.
Is novelty and adventure a good choice compared to the more safe, straight, and conservative route?
Yes, I definitely think novelty and adventure would be the way to go. For me, one of my greatest fears I've had ever since I was a teenager was that I would wake up one day and be 85 years old and realize that I took the safest and easiest path throughout my life. And I never did anything that challenged me. I took whatever was easy, whatever I could do without effort. And I realized that I missed out on so much. So now, periodically, once a month or so, I look back at what I do and I wonder, this month, did I actually take a step out of my comfort zone? Did I do something that really stretched me, that really made me wonder or explore something new? Maybe that's what brought me originally here to Argentina, or maybe that's what let me try different careers. I've worked at many different industries. And most of the time I've switched jobs or taken a chance. It was when I was most confident and happy, when I was enjoying myself, when I thought everything was going right. I thought to myself, this is the time intentionally I need to make a move. I need to stretch and grow because if I don't do this right now, I'm going to get into that comfort zone and a week and a month and a year will go by. And before I know it, I'm 85, living my life, wondering all the things I missed out on. Table Topics Master.
Amazing.
Is there anybody in the audience who would like to try to answer a question? Please. Christine, welcome. The question is, I think, please just step over. Yes, yes, yes. So, if there was a reset button for life, would you use it and why?
I wouldn't use it. I'm still very young as well, so I think I still have to experience quite a bit in life as well. So at this moment, I wouldn't do it. I'm also, I think things happen in life, right? So doing that and experiencing life, even though it's sometimes maybe not so nice or something goes wrong or different than you would expect. I think you learn from that. It makes you stronger. We already said it a couple of times today as well. So embrace that and keep on going.
Right attitude. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Table Topics Master Anna. I think those questions were quite interesting. They gave us a minute to actually just think for ourselves as the people were exploring the questions for themselves. And I love the thread that just came through with our theme about how are you leading in your life. It's actually coming through with Gunther talking about serving servant leadership is something that we can look into. Rochelle talked about grace, giving yourself grace and giving your younger self some kindness. Eugene talked about connection, and I loved how with Eugene his speech actually linked into his table topic as well, because his main speech was about the dream engines and choosing and focusing on the positive, in this case with the social media, on connection. Helenda spoke about curiosity to travel, leading with curiosity. That came through. And Billy spoke about exploration and intentionality in checking monthly. So it's not just, I would like to do something and challenge myself to come out of the comfort zone, but actually checking in monthly. That's a lovely call to action there. And Josephine, well done on your first table topics. That was fantastic. You spoke about being decisive, keep on growing, and also linking in with Kwame's resilience in motion. So I love how everything is connecting very nicely. Well done to everybody who's done table topics. Let's give them another ring. So let me just ask Alexander. I'm going to call on Alexander to please give us a timekeeper's report for the table topics.
Winter spoke for 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Rochelle spoke for 1 minute 28 seconds. Eugene was 1 minute 21 seconds. Herlander was 27 seconds. Billy was 1 minute 46 seconds. And Josephine was 43 seconds.
Thank you, Alex. It's time to hear from our evaluators. Our first evaluator is Michaela. If we can please welcome Michaela onto the stage.
Kwame, welcome to Toastmasters. Since I met you, I knew you would be a natural, so I'm so glad you decided to join. It was a brilliant icebreaker. The way you started off, it just was very casual and like you were conversation with a friend. So really loved how you went into that and introducing yourself and your name. And your whole story kind of just weaved in and out really well. You have a great use of emotive language and the quotes just kept on flowing. I mean, I literally could see your fiance at the time, wife now, but messaging you and giving that vote of encouragement and just how you were able to structure everything together. I mean, I'm sure the grammarian had a whale of a time picking up all your lovely notes. And your humor, nice to also bring that in, shows a bit of your personality, and your hand gestures, you're really good at that. I mean, or even speaking to you outside of having a speech, just really hold yourself well, and it's a very warming presence to be around you. And even though you were nervous, I mean, everyone always is when they stand here. I was a terrible person at this. I would rock side from side. You sometimes don't even realize you're doing it, but that is my only critique in terms of your body language. As you'll get further along, you can start to use your space a bit more, but obviously not pace too much because you want to keep your story kind of involved in what you're saying. But like I said, your hand gestures, you welcomed us, you were good to turn your body and just engaging everyone in the audience, which I thought was great. And your pauses, that is something that people struggle with a lot. And you held us in moments of your quotes. If anything, I would just say, if you saying a lot of quotes one after each other, perhaps pause and leave that quote to settle and then move on your next, or change up your speech a bit and not have the quotes one after the other. I mean, it's a really clever way to practice and learn your speech because you know these quotes off by heart, but maybe use it as a way to kind of carry on your story. So you can remember the quotes, but you know what you're going to say after the quote. So maybe that's how you can change up your story. Otherwise, like I said, you're a natural born storyteller. So I'm very excited to hear the rest of your speeches. And your nerves, hold them well. I mean, you are extremely confident anyway. So I think when you were just moving around, I just think it was just the shivers getting out your spine. But pauses, like I said, really, really great. A lot of people struggle with that. Me, definitely. I struggle to breathe at times, so well done. But otherwise, I'm very impressed and I look forward to the rest of your speeches. Thank you, Kwame.
Thank you, Michaela. The second evaluation is from Rochelle, who is going to give us evaluation of the second speech. Please welcome Rochelle.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. I didn't realize I'd be so nervous to give an evaluation, but I'm more nervous giving an evaluation than doing my own speech. But Yolanda, I must commend you for being so courageous and being so brave and being so intentional about your goals, learning to speak English and constantly trying to improve. I mean, my second language is Afrikaans, and I've studied it my whole school career, and I live in a town that's majority Afrikaans, and it's atrocious. I can understand it, but to speak it is a whole different ball game. So it's amazing. So you should be really proud of yourself. Your pronunciation is really good. The big words, you take your time, you pronounce them really well. I loved your speech about imperfections, because like I said in my table topics, we're also hard on ourselves and trying to be perfect or to try and fit into society. And, having courage to be imperfect, I think that's incredible. Using those imperfections to make us strong and to grow, not don't see them as roadblocks, see them as signboards, and every setback is an opportunity. It was so empowering and so motivating. I feel very motivated after your speech, so well done. What else? Taking a risk and standing. It's very hard online to be able to stand in front of everybody so that everybody can see, full length, and then having issues with your camera, but still staying calm and cool and collected, and then still coming on and doing your speech like it was nothing. I mean, I would have been so flustered. I'd be like sweating and nervous and freaking out. So you were really, really like calm. So that's amazing. It's an amazing thing to be able to do. One thing I could give you is maybe just a bit more eye contact. You have this beautiful smile and, these glistening eyes, and that might just be a little more interactive with everyone. Also slow down sometimes. I say that, and I do this too. I rush through something so quickly. So maybe just slow down a pace and just breathe, because you try and get it out sometimes a bit too quickly. But other than that, I think your speech was absolutely phenomenal, and you should be incredibly proud of yourself. So well done. Thank you.
Ciao. Our third evaluator is Gunther, and Gunther is going to be evaluating Eugene's speech. Please welcome Gunther.
Eugene, I really love the fact that you spoke with no notes. I think you held them with you, but you didn't really look at them. And I'm always compelled when I hear speakers that don't look at their notes, despite me looking at mine now. But I really enjoyed the name of your speech, Dream Engines. And it reminds me, I may be wrong, but I think you also gave the speech on the dopamine menu. And it just shows like your creativity when it comes to names, and it really sticks in my mind. So that's really cool. One thing I really enjoyed is the fact you often asked us questions, or you asked us to use our imagination, which keeps us really engaged. And another thing that I enjoy about your presentation style is that you take us on a journey of how you're thinking. So I can follow in real time, this is what you're thinking, and it doesn't come across overly rehearsed, which I personally quite enjoy. You're also really funny, and I enjoyed a couple of jokes that you threw in there. Another thing I really enjoyed is how relevant you made some of the points. So you'd speak about dating and the house market in Cape Town, and those are things we can all, to some extent, relate to. And I think that's really cool, making it practical and keeping us engaged. I mentioned earlier that I was interested to see how your calm demeanor was going to come across, and that was really evident. One thing I would encourage you to do is perhaps use your hands a bit more, because that could just add a bit more like power and flavor to the message that you want to bring across. But I think that's something that over time you can develop. And I just had a sense that I felt really engaged. I remember looking at the timer and it was like 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, that doesn't feel like 5 minutes. Like I really felt like I was engaged. And once you hit a bit of that flow state, it's a good sign from a listener to be able to tell you that I felt engaged. And I got a sense that other people were also quite engaged because they weren't necessarily looking at their phones or just wondering. So in general, I really enjoyed your speech. I think with developing a couple of hand gestures over time, accompanied with just your general content and your creativity, you've got all the makings of an incredible speaker. And I look forward to just seeing your journey carrying on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Winter. Our next evaluator is Verity. I recently saw a post that Verity put on LinkedIn that spoke about when she does work with the various businesses that she does work with, and she speaks to leaders. And they are just so worried about showing their imperfections. And I think that's what's coming through with most of the evaluations, is that it's people enjoy people's authenticity and their real selves coming through. Rochelle talking about how nervous she is doing the evaluation. Verity spoke about in that post, when you are a leader, it's okay to not know everything. It's actually okay that you don't know everything, and people put pressure on themselves to have all the answers. And so that authentic leadership is quite important, because people can relate and you can hear it in some of the evaluations. So let me please welcome, please help me welcome Verity onto.
Thank you, Tobias. Couldn't have asked for a better introduction, because I don't know how to give feedback on audience interactions. Roger, thank you for an incredible presentation. It's definitely put me through my paces, because I'm so used to focusing on content and how someone delivers a speech, and not just how someone is responding to the audience. So thank you also to the disruptive audience members who put Roger through his paces as he took us on an incredible journey across South America. So Roger, I felt that you handled so many of the audience interruptions really well. The Alaska question definitely threw you, it threw all of us. Thank you, Julia. But then you explained the visa requirements well. So you brought it back to a practical explanation. The question around price comparison, well, we can't go everywhere at the same time, a little bit of humor to bring it back on track, and then using your facts to help you redirect, saying SAA flies there direct. So it was clear that you know your topic really well, and you helped bring the audience back on track as you went. The humor on 7 guides for 7 buses, I thought was lovely. I don't know if all the younger people picked up on it, but the rest of us enjoyed it. Great engagement with Michaela about Rio not being safe. And then you explained your reasoning why you wouldn't do a tour into a township. So I just felt that you handled all of those beautifully. And then tying to Billy in Argentina, I see why you were also doing this. Where should I look? But you actually made use of the hybrid space beautifully. It was very playful, and you made it work for you. So I think there was so much that you did well. In terms of things to work on, if you get thrown by a question like, why can't we go to Alaska when you were selling South America, you need to have prepared for those kind of difficult questions, to really have thought ahead of like, what is the most random thing someone could throw at me, and how will I pull us back to my topic? Because it did seem to throw you, and she wasn't afraid to keep throwing you into the Alaska bus. The question on, I think it was price comparison that Michaela first threw at you, acknowledge the question. it actually gives us time to think. If you repeat back the question,
Yeah.
so that you've got a little bit more time to think of your answer.
Yeah.
So repeat it. It's a bit like a table topics, and then give yourself time to answer. Then we had the fear of groups. And I felt that you missed that completely, because she just said that 20 sounded scary, and you proceeded to tell her that you're taking groups of 300. And I could feel the panic attack happening over there. So again, by repeating what someone has said, so you're afraid of big groups, then it's okay to say, this might not be the tour for you. I wouldn't keep selling it at that point. So again, sometimes we have to be comfortable to let the sale go if the person's, or come and chat to me. We've got smaller packages we do, and you could be upselling something.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to speak about your content, but what I will say is I feel that if you'd had a more compelling introduction, like a really strong introduction, you might have made it harder for them to push back. So at times I felt, because you know the topic really well, it was quite loose how you were talking about it. And if you'd had a slightly stronger structure, it would have given you something to keep pulling them back into the flow you were taking them on. So that would be my suggestion around your structure, will also help handle the audience. But for me, I want to know where I sign up for Santos, not Alaska. Thank you, Roger.
Let's give all the evaluators a round of applause. I think they really apply themselves to evaluations, and I think we all learn from the evaluations. Can I ask Alex to please come and give us the timekeeper's report for all the evaluations? Please welcome Alex.
Mickey spoke for 2 minutes 50. Rochelle was 2 minutes 42. Gunter was 2 minutes 25, and Verity was 3 minutes 23.
I think it's time to vote for best evaluator and table topics. The QR code is on the screen. You can please do your votes now.
So handy this.
Everybody sorted? Still busy?
Still busy.
All right, I think everybody is there and thereabouts. I think with the AI in future, we'll be able to vote with our eyes. Able to vote. Can I please ask Julia to please give us the counter report? Please welcome Julia.
Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. I wished I had all the WhatsApp numbers of everyone in the room, as I sent you a message very early in the day to watch out for your ums. And before I call out the filler words and everything else I counted, I really like to encourage everyone to take on the role of M counters. It's my nightmare whenever I am in the supermarket or I speak to normal people, because I recognize every millisecond when I say O or M or whatsoever, and I'm quite proud that I got very good with this. So this is my encouragement to you. Gunther, I think you mastered this already very well. I only got one A, one but, two so's, repeats, was I end, but only later in the evening. In the beginning, I really tried very hard to find any words or fillers in your case. Congratulations. I was really impressed with you. Tabang, as I wrote you this secret little WhatsApp, I definitely invite you to do the role I'm doing tonight, because your arms definitely rock star today. So if you want to go up in the sky, you actually went quite far today. Otherwise, there were only a few N's and few A's. So no sirs or anything else, just watch out for your N's. Michaela, I didn't count it anything in the first half of the evening. Only a little bit later, when you improvised, I got a couple of M's and few so's, and like everyone else today, lots of N's. But it's absolutely fine. Kwome, apologies if I don't say your name correctly. Only one A, one M, one but, and one and I know. And that was really impressive. Thank you so much. Rochelle, you really spoke a lot today. And you definitely collected some ums on the way. But you see, sometimes it's absolutely fine. Watch just out for you know. This is something I recognized 2-3 times. And you did use and as well, like everyone else. When you prepared, I don't count anything, just with the impromptus, there are coming some ums up. Erlanda, well done. Only 3 A's, 3 so's, and a couple of N's. Eugene, you are my star today in so's. And you definitely can improve. Just watch out for the so's. This is your big thing when you have this little break and you want to move from one thing to the next. There are some ums as well. And I definitely invite you to take on this role. I can see very quick improvement on your side. Rarity. Every time I'm coming to, I think I did this before with you, I'm sitting and say, Rarity, I get you. And then I think, no, Julia, you shouldn't do this. Adore Rarity and maybe over-listen to little filler words. So I apologize beforehand because I did collected 5 so's and a couple of N's. Please forgive me. And I'm quite, but I'm, you know what to do. Roger, well done for not selling me a trip to Alaska. I counted 3 A's, 4 ums, 4 L's, 1 so, and then you used a couple of times the and then. Otherwise, it was very fluent and it's not easy and it gets very confusing when you get interrupted. I really enjoyed your speech and how you performed under these abnormal circumstances. Anna, your word is so. It's only 6. If you eliminate the 6, it's really beautiful and I love seeing your development and how you go. Billy, it was difficult and I only got end 2 times. Congratulations to mastering impromptu speech without any filling words. Josephine, for just stepping up, being impromptu there, I think I could see your heart beating a little bit. And for this, you only collected few M's and few so's. Congratulations and well done. Alexander, this was really, very, very difficult for me. And you are my absolute superstar for tonight because you didn't say any filling word or anything else I was looking for. Congratulations, I give back to you, Toastmaster. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia. You can see Julia is very intentional there with the role that she played tonight, and it's so valuable when somebody's dedicated themselves. And
yes, I love being intentional. I love being intentional. I love being intentional.
We see you. Yeah, I think some of us came out with some stars and some rockets, and we're going to lead those rockets back to Earth, not into the orbit. Please help me welcome Gunther to give us the grammarian report and how many times people have used the word of the day.
I must say the quality of speeches this evening were really good. So the language in general was great to hear. Kwame, what I really enjoyed about yours, it didn't really feel like Toastmasters, but probably more like a TED Talk when you were speaking of every setback leads the way to a comeback. I really enjoyed that. You mentioned your tailwind propelling your career, and I really enjoyed the imagery behind that, as well as saying grit, grace, and growth. That was a really good use of alliteration, and it really just captured what you were feeling, and I really enjoyed that. Eugene, one thing I really enjoyed about your speech as well was your use of quotes, and especially the Napoleon Hill quote. I know he's very popular in terms of the work he's done on success, so I felt the way you brought that in was really compelling, and I enjoyed that. Berlanda, you used the word manufactured flawlessness, which I really enjoyed. It's not a word I've heard before, but I enjoy the concept behind it, and I can understand what it really sunk in what you were trying to say. The use of the word intentional today, I think, Tabang, I have to tip my hat to you. Congratulations. Probably won that one. And also I enjoyed your AI jokes that you chucked in every now and then. Roger, at the end of your speech, you said, thank you for being a guest on our tour. And I enjoyed that. I thought it was really cool how you made that very practical given the context of your speech. So that was a really nice play on words there. And Rochelle, I really enjoyed what you also had to say in terms of you had to give yourself some grace. Also some alliteration there, but I think the deeper underlying message behind that I really resonated with. So in general, I really enjoyed the way everyone spoke this evening and the intentional use of the word intentional. So thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Gunther. I think in general, we walk away with so many lessons from tonight's speeches and role players and evaluators. And it's been wonderful to see the thread go through right from the beginning up to now, where we are at the end of our meeting, how all the speeches were linked and the underlying messages actually all just resonate. Thank you very much. This is where my role ends. I would like to thank you for your attention and thank you for participating as much as possible. I will hand over to our lovely President, Justine, to officially close the meeting, give awards and feedback from our visitors. Thank you very much.
Ask you to please give to Bang a few down. Great. Oh, I went blank quickly. Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you, Tabang. Really, you just let the whole evening flow. You were a great example to people who are learning to be a Toastmaster or who would like to be a Toastmaster. So thank you so much, Tabang. I want to take a little time just to check in with our guests. Let me know what's your takeaway from this evening. Will you be back? Will you be a member? Can let me know. I'll just start in the room and then we can go to online. Bochle, hi.
I really enjoyed it. I did it all the time.
Yay! I know you've got a long way to travel, so if you need to run, please run. Okay, but thank you so much for being with us tonight and spending the evening with us. Pleasure, thank you. Cameron.
Oh man, this is such a beautiful community. And the energy is so supportive. That's so important. So yeah, I'll definitely do that. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. that's what it is. It's the supportiveness that people need, especially when you're standing here and you're shaking. It's knowing that people are standing beside you and have got your back. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. Josephine, table topics, well done.
I already started with them.
It's mindful of,
but I will be back. Yeah, so I will definitely be back.
Oh, great.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Great, thank you. Rosetta and Ruby. Ruby's had an eventful evening.
She's a big baby.
Do you have a takeaway from this evening, Rosetta?
No, I'm not taking any takeaway.
Do you have a takeaway from the evening? I see how it can be confusing. How was your evening with us?
Beautiful. I told you, like you said, honest, and you can see.
Great group.
Yeah, great group, really.
Yeah.
The other group we been I can't even discuss it.
Yeah.
So bad.
Move on from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Firing up the wrong engine. Rosetta, it's lovely to have you again. Thank you.
Yeah, I second like what everyone is saying. It feels very safe and it's very supportive, and I will definitely come back. So
Right.
thank you for tonight.
Thank you. And then we have our onliners. Billy, how was your evening with us? As a president of a club and a DTM, what is your takeaway?
I'll give you a couple points. The first one, this is one of the only very successful hybrid meetings I've ever been to. I felt immediately connected to the club while I was in another continent. It was absolutely incredible. You got me involved from the very beginning, throughout the meeting, and now at the very end again. Kudos to you guys for actually figuring out how to make hybrid successful. Second, the speeches were completely excellent. I was very impressed by all the speakers. They were very open and intentionally vulnerable. And when you're vulnerable, you connect with people. So really powerful. But I really want to end it, the guest experience. You made me feel like I was in South Africa. There is nothing better than feeling like I'm in the room. I will definitely be back.
It's an excuse to come to South Africa and you can visit us. Thank you so much. That's really great feedback. Tamara, how are you doing? How's your evening been with us?
I loved it. I admired the courage it takes to stand up, and although the environment is gentle, you're still being assessed on your speech. And so kudos and admiration to all the speakers. And I loved the feedback too. I loved the enthusiasm and the gentleness with which it was given, and the usefulness and the insight that we can all take away with us. So it was a great experience. Well done.
Amazing. Thank you. I think that's also where a lot of the learning happens. I think I say this every time with the evaluation. It's, you hear, what I find so interesting is you hear what someone else hears and you're like, oh, wow, that is such a good point that I didn't even think about. And you learn and you can put that into a speech or into an evaluation going forward. Thank you, Tamara. Lovely to have you. And then Delisha's friend, who she's recruiting, I hope. Kasar, how was your evening with us tonight?
Thanks, Justine. Yeah, it was really nice. I actually really enjoyed it. And I just want to echo what Billy said about the hybrid format, because I didn't have any expectations, but I did wonder how would this kind of work as a hybrid format. But actually, it worked really well. And I also felt really engaged and included. And it was really cool how you guys managed to set it up and have that option for online. I think that's pretty amazing. It does feel like we were all in the same room, despite being online. So I really did enjoy it. And it was really interesting to see the format that you guys have in terms of the speeches and the feedback. And I think I picked up a lot of little nuggets here and there from the evaluations, but also just the topics I think were really cool also, and lots of gems hidden there within the topics and the table topics as well, and within the speeches. So yeah, I really definitely enjoyed it. I think it was really good energy, and yes, very supportive, safe space. I think I'm saying now I'm not going to be conscious of it, Julia. But and yeah, so and I'm saying so, and I'm gonna get all the words coming to me because I'm like, no, it's like just in my head. So okay, gonna stop here. But I would definitely like to join. I think it's a really cool format, and yeah, it's really fun. I picked up so much, and I really, really enjoyed it. Didn't even feel like it was such a long period of time because of the flow. It like flew really well, and the Toastmaster was also really engaging and kept the energy levels up. So despite being, normally we get fatigued with long online sessions, but this was really quite cool. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you to Talisha for inviting me.
Oh, hey. That's great. Thank you so much for your feedback, and thank you to all of our wonderful guests. It's really been lovely to have you. Now that we've done guests, I mustn't forget our beautiful members. To all of our first-time role players, evaluator, timer, table topics.
And Sergeant of Arms.
And Sergeant of Arms, yes. I acknowledge you on that, hey. Rochelle, also evaluator. So well done to all of you. You did a great job. It's so lovely to see you stand up with such confidence and making the roles your own. So thank you for doing that and signing up for the role. And for those who also stepped in last minute, Julia, I know you stepped in today. I thank you for that because it really makes Michaela's life so much easier. So thank you very much. And great job on the R counter because everyone is mindful of all the filler words that they are using now. I would like to go ahead and do the awards. We're going to start with table topics, then evaluator, and then speech. So I've got my beautiful Eugene as my Zoom master. And I'll ask you to, if you win an award, please come up so we can have a quick photo op. So something. Congratulations, Billy. Now you have to come to Cape Town so that you can receive the award from us. It's just a little ribbon, but it's lovely nonetheless. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, we have best evaluator. Okay, now the moment we've been waiting for. Best speech. I'll be so sneaky. Gina's sitting next to me. Yeah, I'm trying to write the best. Oh, you can be the. Yeah, well done, Eugene. Thank you, everybody. You can stop sharing, please. Thank you. So we can see all of our friends online. There's 2 dates that we're going to be having in October. So the next date to please save is the 7th of October. Our theme is going to be Voices of Change. 7th of October, Voices of Change. And then on the 22nd, I think, Verity, 22nd of September, is that our birthday? Or 26th?
Yes, it is somewhere around the 26th, I think.
Okay, 26th of September.
I can't remember. It was my baby, but I forgot.
Sometime in September.
Sometime in September.
Is our 9th birthday. And we would like to celebrate all of our club members and have a dinner on the 21st of October. So I ask you, it's a Tuesday, so it's just as if we were having a second meeting in the month, where we'll come together here at the venue. We'll have a lovely dinner. We'll celebrate 9 years of being ToastEd and just have a lovely networking conversation evening. There won't be a meeting. There won't be any formal things. It'll just be a nice dinner. And as the club treasurer and president, which shouldn't be all in one, but as the treasurer, we've decided that our gift to our members is that we will pay half of the dinner fee. And I just ask that you pay your half. So what is it, 165? Half of that you'll pay and we'll cover the rest. We'll get some bubbles and we'll have a cake. So we'll have a nice little celebration.
I'll be there.
Closer to the time, we'll get invitations out, a little flyer will go out, and we'll see you obviously on the 7th of October 1st, but 21st of October. Please save the date so we can get everybody here, so we can see everybody and just celebrate ToastEd that we are.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thanks, Roger. I love your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And then I think I just want to, one thing about the 7th of October, please sign up for roles. Michaela is looking for roles. Before you leave, she's got her sheet. Yay! If you want to sign up for roles, please send Michaela a message. She really is excited for you to take on a speech. I think we've got a Toastmaster, but we're still
No,
looking
we don't
for...
have a Toastmaster.
Does Roger not want to do it?
Roger, would you like to be a Toastmaster?
Toastmaster of the evening.
Yes.
Next month. Yeah.
7th October, not with the cake though. That'll be the next one. I'm writing your name down.
There we go. So, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you. And then I just want to leave you with a thought. And there's two types of cars that we can be driving. There's the BMW or there's the Jag. Which one do you want to be? But before you answer, I want to explain what each of them are. So the BMW is when you blame, you moan, and you whine. The Jag, if you are joyful, accountable, and grounded. Which car are you going to drive? So if you drive a BMW, I'm sorry. Change your car. I love you all. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the week. And for everyone online, thank you. And we'll see you on the 7th of October.
Bye-bye. Thank you again for having me.
Everyone. Bye, Billy.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.